Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Joe at home, and today we're going to talk about whether or not the Automatron is actually worth it. First, let's talk about what it has. It has about 3 to 5 hours on active story content, which does scale with your levels. You can do it at pretty much any level, though I suggest at least level 15. It's got a lot of really great backstory and lore, especially for those who have been big Fallout fans for years, digging into the origins of some of the robotic villains that we have known for a long time. Um, it's got robot companion building. Uh, that's great. I mean, from the ground up, you can build one of a couple of different types of robots, and there are dozens and dozens of parts, hundreds of combinations. It's fantastic. It adds some Radiant quests in addition to the actual story arc quests, which, let's face it, the game could use some diversity in its Radiant quests, even though there's plenty of other things to do. It adds a new base, which is semi, let's say, workshoppable. Not fully, but it's semi workshoppable. Uh, It adds 5 new achievements, trophies, if that's important to you. An extra 100 gamer score for the Xbox players, and it also adds some new weapons and armor. Pretty interesting weapons and armor, actually. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but some interesting weapons and armor, as well as a new Pit-Boy cartridge minigame. As far as cons go, um, well, first and foremost, it's $10. Unless you got the season pass, it's a $10 add-on, and that's a little pricey for only about 3 to 5 hours worth of story arc to most people. That it just is. It's about as long as the Borderlands 2 Headhunter pack, if you're familiar with those, as far as the actual story arc, and those were priced at what, $3 on release. So that's a con. In addition, there are some really interesting, not game breaking, but interesting and distracting glitches. There's a lot of clipping in the specific areas for the mod. Well, at least on the Xbox One, there's some wonky animations and like character movements, and there's just a couple of weird things that'll happen that are very glitchy. But the big question is it actually worth it? And let me say that it's certainly not bad. I enjoyed the living hell out of it. The price point does seem a little high, but if you're a big Fallout fan, then it actually is definitely worth it. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. No, it is actually definitely worth it. The active story arc is pretty damn incredible, and the background lore scattered around waiting to be discovered is amazingly dark. It really makes you think about a lot of what has happened in the older Fallout titles and the kinds of things that it makes you rethink the kinds of things that you had to deal with before, um, which is always cool. I like the fact that the Fallout universe is so expansive and detailed, and this adds to that a lot more than I was expecting. And the bot building is just great. Um, Even though the story arc is only about 3 to 5 hours long, I've probably already spent more than that just building robots. I mean, everyone that's played Fallout 4 knows how fun the crafting is, the village building and stuff like that. You can literally populate an entire settlement with custom robots. Each one of them you can give a name and a color, and each individual part you'll spend hours doing that. Well, if you're anything like me and most people that play Fallout 4, it's amazing. You'll have your own Robotopia in no time. Uh, Honestly, for pretty much any semi-avid to avid Fallout 4 player, it's definitely worth it, even at the $10 price point. If you were lucky enough to get the uh, season pass back when it was 30, I mean it's even better. But yeah, absolutely, go get it. Have fun. This is Joe at home. Talk to you later.